We're excited to announce a new partnership with Emerson College of Journalism. It's sharing insights from the next generation of journalists coming right out of the heart of Boston. Here's the Campus Lens, streaming exclusively on CBS News Boston, produced by Emerson College students.
Now, from Emerson College Journalism, streaming on CBS News Boston, this is Campus Lens.
Hello and welcome to Campus Lens with Emerson College. I'm Faith Pino. Today, a look into the issues facing college students in Boston, such as changes with DEI and navigating the apartment search. Many colleges and universities have spent years building diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Now, they must rethink or dismantle these efforts. First, we go to Kenmore Square. Our reporter, Catherine Thomas, has the latest DEI update at Boston University.
Thanks, Faith. I'm here outside of BU. As of right now, BU's diversity and inclusion website is still live and offices appear to remain open. However, over the past 2 months, the concepts of diversity, equity, and inclusion have come into question due to the actions of the presidential administration. Here's the story.
Diversity is everybody. It means a lot of different things. Everybody is part of the diversity that, in theory, is what America's founded to embrace and celebrate and protect.
On his first day in office, President Donald Trump signed an executive order to put an end to what his administration is calling radical and wasteful government DEI programs and preferencing. A White House fact sheet stated this order bars the Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs from pushing contractors to balance their workforce based on race, sex, gender identity, sexual preference, or religion, as well as mandates the Attorney General and Secretary of Education to issue joint guidance regarding measures and practices required to comply with the Supreme Court's decision in Students for Fair Admissions versus Harvard. Concerns on the impact of DEI's elimination on higher education have been raised across the U.S.
When it comes to diversity and equity inclusion, like for universities, it's just really important to have diverse backgrounds.
The American Association of University Professors and the National Association of Diversity Officers in Higher Education filed a lawsuit in early February. The National Association of Diversity Officers in Higher Education received a Dear Colleague letter from the Department of Education's Office of Civil Rights to reiterate that federal funding will be conditional on the institution's compliance with this order. While progress for these suits seems to be on hold, people remain hopeful.
The people who care about the work are going to do the work either way, under any name. You can get rid of DEI, but diversity, equity, inclusion work is still going to be done by the people who value that.
For Campus Lens at Emerson College, I'm Catherine Thomas.
Artificial intelligence is a part of daily life for college students, professors, and administrators. For some, it's a sidekick in academics or an aid for remedial tasks, and others, it's a source of fear and anxiety.
I think ChatGPT and other AI tools are used as tools to help students with homework and assignments, but I think if you truly want to learn the material, you kind of have to go into it yourself.
We now go to reporter Molly Doherty, who spoke with students and professors about their AI use.
The use of artificial intelligence has steadily increased within the last year. Many colleges have been hesitant to join in on the trend. MIT is investing in AI. In 2018, they announced a $1 billion commitment and opened the MIT Schwarzman School of Computing. George Chang is a first-year student at MIT studying AI and cognitive brain science. He believes students at MIT are conscious of their AI usage.
I think a lot of us take this more conservative stance of trying to understand what the question is asking, trying to solve it ourselves, and only when we're really, really stuck, we'll go and prompt it to try to get some hints.
While convenient, AI doesn't come at a low price. Researchers have found that AI technology has negative impacts on the environment. With usage only increasing, some experts fear what it may have in store for the Earth.
Francesca Dominici is a biostatistician and a faculty director at the Harvard Data Science Initiative. In a recent study published to Forbes, Dominici found that AI and data centers generate more than 105 million tons of carbon emissions.
We don't want it to characterize AI as a bad thing. We just wanted to start inserting responsible AI in everything that we do.
For students like Chang, AI is just a helpful tool, not a necessity.
We should be free thinking. We should come up with our own ideas, and only then can we learn and try to create better and new things in this world.
For Campus Lens at Emerson College, I'm Molly Doherty.
Many Boston leases begin September 1st, but the search for an apartment goes on well before that. In fact, many begin looking for a 2025 living space before the new year.
I think the best advice that I can give students when they start their search is to really do as much homework as they can, as far as who they want to live with, neighborhoods they want to be at.
Boston has over 30 colleges and universities, and each school year, over 150,000 undergrad and grad students call this city home. But finding off-campus housing can be a struggle. Now, 3 nearby schools, Boston University, Harvard, and Northeastern, ranked among the top 10 most expensive schools in the U.S. for off-campus housing. That's according to a Boston.com article. Now, our reporter Shelby O'Brien spoke with students at a local off-campus housing fair. Here's the story.
Chelsea Jackson-Jones, Emerson College's Assistant Director for Student Transitions, said that balancing wants versus needs is important to consider during the apartment search.
I wouldn't say there's a lack of housing, I'd say there's a lack of affordable housing. There's a lot of options there, but students don't want to commute that much, so they want to live closer, but then they have to pay more.
Aiden Crook is prioritizing location and the commute to campus in the search for a new apartment.
It's always about proximity. It's always about knowing like your route, knowing how long it's going to take, obviously understanding how you're going to get from place to place. And that's something that I've always had to keep in mind while I've been searching for apartments.
Students also take into consideration the condition of the apartment, lease terms, working smoke detectors, and general safety. Then there is the cost. Miranda Tangway, who is searching first time for an apartment, set a budget early on.
Max was like $3,000, so it would be like $1,500 for each. What's really difficult is like Boston's just like a free market. Everyone's trying to get everything, so it's very much like first come, first serve.
It can be difficult to find an apartment just by looking online. Working with a realtor or broker like Stephen Handler can help ease the process.
I really enjoy working with the student. You just kind of create this atmosphere where it's not landlord versus tenant, but it's person to person.
Reporter Shelby O'Brien is in the Fenway neighborhood where students attending various colleges live. Shelby, what do you have for us?
Faith, most colleges here in Boston have resources to help students like Aiden and Miranda navigate the apartment hunt. When looking for an apartment, it's important to ask questions and make sure that you feel comfortable with the lease you're signing. Back to you in the studio.
The cost of college extend far beyond tuition. Some students even turn to side hustles in addition to a main job to learn a bit of extra cash. According to a 2024 study from Intuit, 64% of people aged 18 to 35 have either started or are considering a side hustle. The survey also found that 49% of respondents are motivated primarily by the prospect of being their own boss, while 42% want to pursue their passions. On average, respondents reported profit within 3 to 6 months, indicating a quick return on investment. However, former students also say that side hustles, in addition to coursework and social life, can be consuming.
It was extremely overwhelming. I feel like I was working 30 hours a week on top of classes, on top of a social life. And then also being an RA, I would be on duty once or twice a week, and those would be 12-hour shifts.
Reporter Peyton Kavanaugh took a look at some unique student side hustles.
And it's not like really impactful to my academics. It's like actually kind of beneficial.
Here at the Massachusetts College of Art and Design, the Godine Library serves as an academic resource for many students, but for some, it's a necessary source of financial support.
Emily Lang is a junior illustration major, a student librarian, and a member of the class council. While she spoke highly of her school and studies, she's ready for the institution to flip the script and start a new and more accessible chapter.
It would be nice if students could get paid above minimum wage. I know a lot of different jobs on campus have like different expectations, and some are a lot harder than others.
These concerns are not unique to Emily's story. Over at Emerson College, students like Carson Scholl are finding uncommon and manageable ways to fund their college experience.
We all put up our nails. We go, Carson's here.
Shoal is a freshman at Emerson College and runs a creative business right in her own dormitory as a nail tech, booking clients weekly. Between sets and studies, she keeps her education and her clients perfectly polished.
It's definitely more positive than negative, and also it's like social hour for me. I get to see Izzy, I get to see my friend.
The necessity of student side hustles at Emerson is not unique to Shoal. In fact, about 15% of Emerson's student population is considered low income, and while the school offers financial assistance, some students don't feel entirely supported. Campbell Parrish graduated from Emerson in 2024. As a low-income, financially independent student, she worked multiple jobs during her college years, including working as a photographer and resident assistant before the students unionized. Ultimately, before resident assistants were compensated for their work.
The college knows that someone is always going to need to be an RA or need to work these tap desk jobs or these student aid jobs, so they know that they don't have to pay as much as they should be.
As of 2023, an estimated 43% of full-time college students and 81% of part-time college students work outside of their studies. While many colleges offer funds and resources, some students are still left in the dust. For Campus Lens at Emerson College, I'm Peyton Kavanaugh.
The beginning of March means spring break for college students.
Yeah, so we, have seen in studies over the last 6 months or so that our Gen Z travelers are really looking for experiences during the spring break period that are not the traditional kind of beach party vibe.
Now, reporter Lindsay Perdue takes us through some off the beaten path spring break trips.
To some, spring break is the time to hit the beach and party, but others see it as a time to give back and connect with communities across the globe, such as Mad Witticonis, a team leader for Simmons University's Alternative Spring Break program.
I really do just feel it kind of humbled me in a way that I really wasn't expecting necessarily. I think being at a school in Boston and, being surrounded by all of these opportunities and privileges that we get as young people in a city. And
last year, the group went to San Diego, California.
We sort of focused on one main issue, with it being homelessness.
This year, Matt is heading to Portland, Oregon.
We're really excited. We've got a good lineup going.
Although it's alternative, a trip to the beach is on the itinerary.
Ended our trip at the beach and did a big group reflection and everything.
Kyle Hackett participated in multiple alternative spring break programs before graduating from Boston College last year. Kyle knew he wanted to volunteer.
This is my freshman year, so a big part of it for me was just this community.
But starting his college career during the height of the COVID pandemic made it difficult. Kyle volunteered at the local Center Street food pantry in Newton.
2 days before we were set to drive down to Joy Ranch, Virginia, I got COVID myself.
During his senior year, Kyle volunteered with a different group at Boston College.
Aligned more with why I had initially been interested in doing something other than going to some resort for spring break.
I asked Kyle what he would tell someone who's considering participating in an alternative spring break.
As great as and fun as it can be, I think the alternative is often much more fulfilling.
For Campus Lens at Emerson College, I'm Lindsay Perdue.
Thank you for watching Campus Lens with Emerson College. I'm Faith Pinot.